off someplace. Then I went down, and I forget who was all on the guns. It's Harbor Survivor, and we were taking ammunition out of the hoist. Finally, it quit coming, and we threw the last one in the round, and Pete Lenartz, he was chief gunner's mate. He looked up, and we were going down a channel then, and he said, "We're going to get ours now." And we'd already been hit by a torpedo, and later I read in there we get hit by 6 bombs in a torpedo. But anyway, I saw the plane, looked up, and 2 bombs dropped out of these planes, and I thought they were going to hit way over there. But didn't. They hit one hit right about the captain's cabin, and one right behind me. And I was leaning on the ammunition hoist, looking up, and at first I fell, and the second one flashed and singed my hair right down close to my head. No, I didn't know that till later. And some hot stuff went down the back of my neck, and I grabbed it out of there. God dang, that was hot pain or something. And one guy described it later on. He said, that hot stuff goes down your neck, it'd make your shirt tail run up down your backbone like a window curtain. Well, anyway, as I fell, Pete Lenartz, chief gunner's mate, 6'3", 190 pounds, very tough. His father was retired chief gunner's mate. His brother Bob was on the Nevada, and he'd already made 2nd class. Anyway, Pete says, clear the boat deck and take cover, because we were out of ammunition. So that big Pete's right on my tail, me 5'6", 140 pounds, I beat him off the boat deck. And I turned and run underneath the F Division compartment, and Pete run out on the deck, and the strafer come over and hit him in the leg. I seen old Pete, and he goes hop, 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 and on one leg. But they put a piece of metal in his leg, and he finished out his 20 and retired. And I went in the F Division compartment, and God, there's awful noises in there. And there's some guys that crawled into the bunks there. Of course, they were hurt bad, and our power was off, and electric power was. And oh, let's see, there's one guy who was 2nd class cook. I recognized his voice. And he was hitting the back of the legs. And I thought, God, how am I going to bandage this guy? I got to help him out somewhere. And I took a mattress, a pillow cover, and rolled it up and stuck it down into the back of his legs. And he had something hit him across the back of his legs, all above his knees, between there and his rear end. And I took my jackknife and ripped up the mattress cover, and I wrapped it tight as I could. He said, God, I can't help you. There was an awful feeling by hands in that raw flesh, you know. So I thought, God darn, the sick bay is right below here, the other side of the ship. I'll go get some bandages and tape. I can do some good. So I ran down there and ran across there. There's only 2 guys in there, a 1st class corpsman, and the guy I went through boot camp with, a guy named Henshaw from Aberdeen, Washington. And he was older than the ordinary boot. He was pushing 30 years old when he went through boot camp. And anyway, I hit him up. He said, no, he says, we need all the stuff here. And I tried to argue. There's guys in the F Division compartment, they need help. And Henshaw told me, he says, help us on the way. Okay, so I started back across the ship. And who should I met coming but Buck Clark. He was from Puget Island. And he come into the Navy. Oh, I think he come in November, and I came in August. and he was scared. I mean, old Buck was so scared he was shaking. He said, "You think we'll make her, Sam?" I said, "Oh, we'll make her." I said, "It's starting to let up." And God, he says, "I hope so." So I went back up to the F Division compartment, and Henshaw was right. There's a whole bunch of guys in there with portable lights and bandages and first aid kits, and so I didn't like that noise in there. That stayed with me for a while. So I went on the main deck aft, and the ship was aground by then, and they'd put her aground, and it was way down by the stern, and these looked forward and see just what I could see. I didn't know what to do. I felt so helpless. I knew I had to do something, but what? No gun to shoot, ships around, and there's, I'll look forward, and here comes Mr. Wilson, Lieutenant Commander. He was the first lieutenant. But just prior to that, I looked over the side, and this 40-foot motor launch was tied up to our rail. Our officers had been ashore, and they had commandeered this cruiser's motor launch and chased the Nevada down the channel, and they came charging aboard as soon as they beached it. And so we had this motor launch there. And also there was gun tubs in the main deck aft, and these three guys come looking at a body in a blanket, and they headed Mr. Wilson off and says, "He's dead, sir." Well, they said, "You can't help no, boys." He says, "Laying there," and he indicated a spot on the deck. He says, "You'll be taken care of." And I know after that, I don't know why he picked me, unless he remembered me as a boat crewman. I don't know. But he went over to the rail and he looked and he pointed at me. He said, "Come here." I go over and what was he wanting me for? He said, he pointed at me. He said, "You get a crew together and man that boat." "Yes, sir." And he said, "You go up to the Vestal and see if they need any help. Then you go to the air station. You turn in there." He says, "You and your crew help them in any way you can." "Yes, sir." And I thought, "Oh God, if I fail now." I didn't know anything. All I did was riding. All I did in a 40-footer was riding one on Liberty. I didn't know if I could handle it. That guy named O.P. Webb says, "I'll go with you." And I had a crew right now. I remember O.P. Webb and Tommy Tolles. Tolles was a rate above mine. He said, "I'll be your bow hook." I didn't particularly want him because we wore those tropical shorts, and he got flash burns, and he was burnt from the top of them shorts down to the bottom of his, or top of his socks. And he said, "I'll be all right." All right. So I scrambled down into the boat, and then Mr. Wilson said, the guy says, "Get some of the mattresses off of the bunks below here and get them over the side." And that's just what they did. They come up, throw them over the side of the water. And what he meant was put them in the boat to put bodies on. And so I started yelling, and he comes see what I was yelling about. "No, no, boys," he says, "into the boat." So we fished them out of the water and got them in the boat.